Hello and welcome to Logos College Online Learning. This is Achan Toto. Today we're going to talk about your favorite subject, grammar. Sorry. Uh, Today we're going to do Unit 58 in your Grammar in Use book, Grammar in Use Intermediate. So if you turn to page 116, 116, and it's Unit 58. All right. Unit 58 is the title says prepositions. And prepositions are words in English, it's a part of speech. Words such as in, for, about. And these words, they're used to show a relationship in space or time, or a logical relationship between two or more people, places, or things. All right, so notice it says people, places, or things. Nouns. All right, so prepositions show the relationship between nouns and pronouns also. Remember, ideas are also considered nouns. All right? So prepositions are most commonly followed by a noun phrase or a pronoun. All right, let's take a look at this. The words in red are your prepositions. The last time I saw him, he was walking down the road. All right, so the word down, this preposition connects two nouns. All right, road with him or he. All right, in this case, a pronoun. So prepositions connect nouns and pronouns. They show the relationship between nouns and other nouns or pronouns. Right? And they usually answer the questions where or when or what, how, who. Right? Look at this next one. I'll meet you in the cafe opposite the cinema. So opposite connects cafe and cinema. Right? Where is the cafe? The cafe is opposite the cinema. It was difficult to sleep during the flight. Right? When was it difficult to sleep? During the flight. Right? So you're connecting a noun phrase here. It was difficult to sleep to when was it difficult to sleep, and it was during his airplane flight. Right? It was the worst storm since the 1980s. All right, this answers when. Give that to me. This answers who. Who are you going to give it to? Give that to me. All right. So prepositions, that's their main use. This unit, what they want to do is they want to remind you, or they want to teach you that when you use a preposition and it's followed by a verb, you have to use the gerund. Right? And a gerund is the verb plus ing. Remember the previous unit? Right? Gerund is the base form of the verb, and then ing. Run becomes running, play, playing, study, studying. So when a preposition is followed by a verb, you have to use the gerund. Right? And I don't know if everyone knows that all the prepositions in English. There are over 100 prepositions in English. All right? That's a lot. I don't expect you to know them all. Like I said, I don't think everybody knows all the prepositions in English. Prepositions, you combine them with a noun, it shows location, time, movement. There's prepositions of place. I'm sure you've learned these before. At, in, on. There's prepositions of time, during, since, ago, past, within, after, to. There's many, many, many prepositions. Okay, part A of your book. If a preposition, such as in, for, about, etc., is followed by a verb, the verb ends in ing, all right? You have to use a gerund. All right. throughout these videos, I want you to remember that gerunds act as nouns. All right, gerunds act as nouns, even though it's a verb. All right, it acts as a noun when we use a gerund. All right. Look at the examples they give you. Look at the prepositions. All right, are you interested in working for us? All right. So work follows a preposition. Therefore, it must take the ing form, the gerund form. All right. I'm not very good at learning languages. Sue must be fed up with studying. Right? Fed up means you're tired of it, you're bored of it, you don't want to do it anymore. What are the advantages of having a car? Right? And here's some other phrases: preposition for, about, instead of, in spite of. And the thing you have to remember is that if it's followed by a verb, the verb ends in ing. Down here it says you can also say, instead of somebody doing something, fed up with people doing. So somebody and people is just another noun, all right? A noun can be placed between the preposition and the verb. I'm fed up with people telling me what to do. Let's look at that. Preposition, noun, gerund. All right. So let's look at this structure right here. What are the advantages of students attending class? Right. Preposition, of. Your gerund, attending. Here, as I said earlier, you can put a noun in between the preposition and gerund. Right. He went to work in spite of the doctor telling him to stay home. So in spite of, I don't know if you know what it means. In spite of is you do things that if someone tells you not to do it and you still do it. All right? Or maybe if someone tells you to do it and then you don't do it. In spite of, it's kind of like you do the opposite of what people tell you to do. Right? They're fed up with the teacher giving them homework. Right? Again, noun in between the preposition and the gerund. The meeting was about students taking online classes. All right. Let's take a look at, this is exercise 58.1, and they want to complete the second sentence so that it means the same as the first. All right, you want the same meaning. This one is a question. Why is it useful to have a car? What are the advantages of having a car? Notice of here is a preposition. So if a verb follows a preposition, it must take the gerund form. Right? Have, having. Number 2, I don't intend to apply for the job. Right? I have no intention of. Again, preposition, of. Therefore, your verb, apply, must take the gerund form of applying for the job. Okay, there you are. I have no intention of applying for the job. Number 3, Karen has a good memory for names. All right, so if she has a good memory, that means she's good at remembering things. She can remember things. Karen is good at remembering names. So at is your preposition, remember is your your verb, and remembering is your gerund. Number 4, Mark won't pass the exam. He has no chance. He has no chance of. All right, your noun is pass. I guess he didn't study. All right, so he has zero chance, no chance. He has no chance of passing the exam. There you go. Now let's do a couple more. Did you get into trouble because you were late? Did you get into trouble for? All right, so this one is a little tricky. They use the verb to be, and they put it in the past tense. All right, you were late. So to make this question the same meaning, but they want you to use a gerund. So the verb is to be, and the gerund is being. Did you get in trouble for being late? All right. Number 6, we didn't eat at home. We went to a restaurant instead. So instead of is up here. Instead of is a preposition phrase. So therefore, we must use the gerund. Right? We didn't eat at home. We went to a restaurant instead. Right? You say instead of eating at home, we went to a restaurant. There you are. All right. Number 7, we got into the exhibition. We didn't have to wait in line. We got into the exhibition without. All right, without is your preposition. This is pretty simple. Wait is your verb. Waiting is your gerund. And one more. Our team played well, but we lost the game. Right? In spite of. All right. So like again, it's like the opposite of. Carol went to work in spite of feeling sick. So in spite of is a preposition. Therefore, the verb must be gerund form. Our team lost a game in spite of playing well. Right? That means they played. They did very well. They played excellent, but they still lost, probably because the team, probably because the team was a little better than them. Okay, let's go on to part B. So part B is some more prepositions. These prepositions are before, after, by, and without. All right. So these 4 prepositions, they are followed by the gerund. Right? Before going out, after finishing school, by breaking, by reading, by not eating, by people driving too fast, right? And also without stopping, without thinking. So these 4 prepositions, they're also followed by the gerund. Let's look at by and ing right here. It says to say how something happens. Okay. How did you graduate school? By going to class and studying and by passing my exams. Right? So by, it explains how something happens. The burglars got into the house. How did they get into the house? By breaking a window and climbing in. Notice we put the gerund two times here, breaking and climbing. All right, because the word and right here, it makes that, this is actually, you can make this into 2 sentences. So therefore, we conjugate 2 times, all right? By breaking a window and climbing in. You can improve your English. How? How can I improve my English? By reading more. That's very true, by the way. You have to read a lot. She made herself sick. How? By not eating properly. Notice where you put the negative word, all right? You put it between by and the gerund. You put it in the middle, by not eating properly. Many accidents are caused by, in this case, people driving too fast, all right? So notice they can put a noun in between the word by and the gerund. So you can put a noun in between there if you want, and then the negative word not in between there also. Okay, let's look at without. So without, it can mean many things. All right, the main 3 things is it's something that you don't want, an unwanted action. Action wasn't done or needed to be done. But without, you must remember that you have to use it with the gerund. Right? We ran 10 miles without stopping. Right? So he was able to run 10 miles and he didn't need to stop. That's pretty good. It was a stupid thing to say. I said it without thinking. So then again, he said something stupid because why? Because this action wasn't done. He didn't think. An action wasn't done. She needs to work without people disturbing her. Notice you can put a noun in between the preposition and the gerund, just like over here with by. Right? I have enough problems of my own without having to worry about yours. Okay. So the verbs before, after, the prepositions before, after, by, and without, they're followed by the gerund. Okay? Here's some more, let's go into detail about without and the gerund. These sentences, they mean the same thing. Right? So number one, these two, they have the same meaning. He didn't eat breakfast this morning. He went to school without eating breakfast. So eating breakfast is an action that wasn't done. He didn't do it without eating breakfast. She doesn't want to be bothered while studying. She wants to study without being bothered. This is an unwanted action. She doesn't want anyone to bother her because she wants to focus on her studying. And number three, they passed the exam without having, they passed the exam even though they didn't study. They passed the exam without having to study. Right? I guess they're pretty smart, so they didn't need to study. Right? So this is an example of an action that needed, that doesn't need it to be done. All right, let's take a look at this. I'm going to do a couple here. I'm going to send this 58.2 and 58.3 home with you for homework. I'm going to actually do a couple of these first. Complete the sentence by using by and ing. All right, so this is pretty straightforward. The burglars got into the house. How? By breaking a window. Number two, I was able to reach the top shelf. How were you able to reach something above you? By standing on a chair. All right. Number three, you start the engine of the car. How? What do you use to start the engine of a car? Use a key. By turning key. Okay. I'm going to let you finish 4, 5, and 6. Exercise 58.3. Again, all right, please use the gerund. There's with the words without. All right, gerunds follow a preposition. These words in parentheses, I already gave you the verb. So these are the answers. You just have to put them into the gerund. I hope you can handle that. All right? He left the hotel without paying his bill. All right, so I know some of you might not know what verbs to use, so I gave you the verbs. All you have to do is put them into the gerund form. Okay, that's it for this video. Next video, when I get back, I'm going to finish Unit 58 for you. Okay, I'm going to start Part C next video. Okay, all right, thanks for watching. Please do your homework. Please help your classmates. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.